Hey everyone, long time no see. Oh my goodness. I want to know what you guys think. I feel like I blinked and summer was over. This summer just went so fast. It is crazy. As of the filming of this video right now, Caleb has just started his 4th week of school. Like, it's crazy. I posted about it on my Instagram and I know some of you were like, oh my gosh, he's already back in school. Like, what are your school systems? So where we are, it does work itself out, but Caleb, yeah, they have a short summer, but Caleb does get a 2-week fall break. They get 2 weeks off for Christmas, and then their spring break is also 2 weeks. So it actually works out really nicely, but yeah, I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, but there were so many things that I wanted to do over the summer vacation that we just never got around to do it. We never made his pistachio ice cream. We never made any ice cream. I kept thinking we were gonna do it. I even put the little tub in the freezer to get it going. And you know, the days just kept going by, and finally I was like, oh, we'll make some ice cream for 4th of July. 4th of July was gone before I even knew it, and crazy. But yeah, so I figure I gotta jump on here and we gotta do a home vlog. Granted, I don't know how long this video is gonna be because I have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to catch you guys up on. We still have some footage left over from our Disney trip that didn't work in a whole vlog, and we'll talk about that later. I'll give you a little bit of a teaser. Steve and I finally got to check out the spa at the Grand Floridian, so I got some footage of that. And then we did a dinner at Narcoossee's where I've got a whole story for you on that. We'll have that coming up in this video as well. But I think we should just, I guess, start at the beginning. If you've been watching our videos, you know we wasted no time. After Caleb's last day of school, less than 24 hours, we were already on the road to our first summer vacation, which was our weekend in Hollywood, where we did at the Sunset Tower. We took Caleb to Universal Studios for a day. It was the Memorial Day weekend, so we had a nice long vacation. It was a lot of fun. And then when we got back, I really wanted to make sure that Caleb got those like classic summer days, like let's go do a pool day, let's go to the kids movie, all that kind of stuff. And then we left for Disney less than a week. Like we weren't even home a full week and we were already on our next Disney trip, which is where we've left you off. That's where those videos have been coming from. And so I just never got a chance to come on here and do a home vlog and show you what we've been up to for summer. Now, some of you know this already because you've seen our posts. We posted it on our Instagram, our Facebook, and then I touched on it briefly on a YouTube short. We've never actually talked about it in a vlog, but Steve's dad passed away at the beginning of summer. It actually happened while we were in Disney. And, you know, Steve, you know, he had told me he had sort of already made peace with it. This wasn't something that was completely unexpected. The family knew it was coming, but regardless, when that moment comes, when you get that phone call, you know, it's devastating. And it was, you know, we decided, and it wasn't even something we even really had to think about. It just kind of happened naturally. We took a break from YouTube. We stepped away from social media. We just wanted to unplug, and we wanted to be present in that moment for each other, for our family. Our friends were so supportive. We just, you know, it's a tough time, as you can imagine. And we felt we were owed that time to ourselves. But Steve is doing well. We're all doing well. The family is doing well. You know, that's just, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I just thought I would share that because I know some of you knew, some of you didn't know, but that also explains, you know, why we took that break. So when it felt right again, I sat down and I looked at our footage. I'm glad we did this too, because we almost kind of forgot about like our time at Universal and Hollywood, and you know, it was crazy. But we finally got to sit down, Steve and I, and we got to like go through our footage and see what we had and start putting the vlogs together. But let me tell you, it is very difficult to edit when you have a rambunctious 6-year-old boy who has boundless energy and is on summer vacation. But then to add to that, you also have a puppy who also has boundless energy. I could not get anything done. Steve has been traveling a lot for work, so it would just be me, Caleb, and Skylar hanging out here, you know, and I can't in good faith. I hate when I have to have those days where Caleb's in front of the TV all day long. It just, I don't like that. I feel like a bad parent, and I don't know. I know it's just a me thing, but You know, there were a lot of days where I was just like, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get this vlog done, it's gonna be great. And then I'm sitting there and I can just tell Caleb's bored. And like I said, I don't want him in front of the screen all day long, so I would just be like, you know what, never mind. Let's go have a pool day. And honestly, those are the better days anyway, right? As much as I love having this channel, I love sharing our adventures with you, you know, our family comes first, and I wanna make sure Caleb had a really great summer. So yeah, we were very slow on getting the videos out. And also one of the reasons why I felt like this summer went so fast, especially like here on this channel. I had every intention of doing a home vlog here and showing you like what we're up to during the summer days, and it just never happened. But we had a great summer. We did a lot of pool. I've told you this before. Caleb's a little fish. He is happy from sun up to sundown. He can just stay in the pool. When we order pizza, you guys, he doesn't even want to get out to eat. He likes to just lounge and float while he eats his pizza. So, but lots of summer days. We saw a lot of fun movies we went and saw. Like, we go to the local theater where they play the old movies for like $5. I had Caleb we watched Labyrinth, we watched The Neverending Story, we watched The Goonies. It was great. And of course we see the new ones too. We saw like Despicable Me 2, or no, I think it was the 4th one. Yeah, just a lot of fun summer. We didn't actually like vlog it, but every time something happened, I would just grab my phone and grab some footage in case I wanted to do like a talk track or something like we're doing here. But yeah, it was a great time. So I guess in the process, to catch you guys up, we should start at the beginning. Caleb had his last day of school, and one of the things I started doing after we got back from vacation was I was doing my scrapbook. And it was so funny because I talked to you guys about this last year, how I was like, oh, Caleb brings home all this work and his little drawings, they always make me laugh. Some of the sentences he writes are just hilarious. And I'm all like, I wanna keep these. And I decided to start scrapbooking, and I am not a scrapbooker. I've never done it. I don't know how to do it. I had to get online and like kind of learn like what is it all about. I watched YouTube videos of like some ideas and stuff, and so I have to admit I was a little nervous to share my pages with you guys because I was like, you guys are gonna make fun of it. But also I did put a lot of the stuff that comes from his school on there, you know, and you know, I know this is being posted to the internet. When it was all done, I was kind of like, oh, I really don't want to post these online, but I was kind of thinking about that when I was doing the pages this year so I could show you because I'm really proud of what I did. All right, so here is the scrapbook I got. I really like it. It's really big, but I like how it's got these like little corner pieces here. I gotta fix this because this tag isn't really sitting in there very well, but I got it at Michael's, and let me show you on the inside. It came with these pages, so it's got the plastic sleeves already, and then it came with 12 by 12 scrapbook paper already, so it's really nice. I've already had to buy some replacements because as you can see, I've got it pretty full, and this is just 2 years worth, so I might have to do this like where this was the kindergarten book, and maybe next year I have to get a new book for 1st grade. I don't know. I'm just gonna put my hand over this so you don't see like his classmates' names and his teacher's name. Again, this is his class from last year, but this is the first page. And so right there, the Caleb thing, that was something they had on their desk. Like that was the name tag they had on their desks. So he got to bring that home. So obviously I was like, okay, that's gotta go on the first page. And then right here, you can see he did like a little self-portrait. And then another thing I did, let me try to switch the page, hold on. Here's a page I can show you without having to edit too much out. But one thing I did was I took that scrapbook paper and I actually used just his, and you can kind of see it here. So when I started this project, I actually did go to the store and I bought scrapbook paper to put all my pictures on. And it was like really cute. It was like, you know, kindergarten themed. And then as you saw, this book actually came with some scrapbook paper, and it was really nice because it was kind of thick. It was like a cardstock. I actually didn't like the way it looked. And so I decided to actually use Caleb's like work from school. So spelling tests, anything that had lots of his handwriting on. I just took glue stick and I glued it onto the cardstock paper to create my own scrapbook paper. And I think it looked really, really cute. But I always loved it when they would make the little hats and the headbands. And this was the first one he actually ever made. And so when he came home, I made sure I took a picture of him wearing it. And so yeah, I kept it. And then like, this is what I'm talking about, the scrapbook paper. As you can see, it's kind of peeking out. So that's one of his like, I don't know, like one of their little word things they worked on. And oh yeah, and then here's a picture of Steve and Caleb that night sitting watching TV while he wore his little hat. I just thought that was so cute. Here's a page I made that showed off like the holidays and stuff. And so we got some Halloween here. And then here he talks about how Halloween is his favorite. That's a picture of us doing like a gingerbread decorating thing. And then unfortunately, I can't show you a ton of those pictures because I used a lot of his school stuff in there. So, but on this very last page, I actually just kept it blank and I just shoved in there things that I wanted to keep. That it just didn't work. Like here's a cute picture he made of Dad and Daddy. So yeah, anything I just wanted to keep, but it didn't actually make it into the scrapbook. It's got a little pocket. Here's a page, I'm just blanking these ones out, but I don't know if we told you this, but the very first day of school, the morning before we started getting ready, Caleb lost a tooth, so we had to commemorate that. Here he is taking his first day of school picture. By the way, this is another thing I did. When I placed the pictures down, I noticed that they had, I think they needed to pop more. So then I just started like giving them these little borders out of construction paper. And I think it really looks cute. Unfortunately, I have to skip like my best pages because I just got too much stuff on there that I don't want to share. But here's one. I think we vlogged this. Do you guys remember when Caleb had to make the little tree, the apple tree, and each apple had to be a characteristic of his? So I kept all the apples, and so I put that on there. You know, you can never get enough handprints, right? Here is what I think, sorry for the glare, but here is what I think is my favorite page. If you saw the vlog where, you know, Caleb's obsessed with Roombas and he wanted to be a Roomba salesman for career day. And so we took a bunch of pictures. They sent the kids home with, this is just a brown paper bag, like a grocery bag, and they had to make a little vest out of it. You can see Caleb wearing it there. And they just had to decorate it in some way that, you know, signifies their career. And Caleb wanted to be a Roomba salesman. So obviously I kept the vest and I was able to fold it in such a way that you could actually see like the instructions for the project. And I made a whole page out of it. And I thought it was really cute. Here was his little cardboard cell phone we made so he can, you know, show off how to run the Roomba using the app. And this is a page I really like. I'm just covering up the name of his school. But the last month of school, they do like a fun little thing where every day has a different theme. So one of the days was like a Hawaiian day. And then his teacher actually took a picture of him on the very, very last day. So that's his last picture. And then this one is a weird one, but it's one that's very touching to me. It was just a regular day. I was standing at the kitchen here and I was like washing dishes. I think Caleb had finished up his homework for the day and he was watching Bluey, I think. And I just happened to look over and I saw his backpack sitting on the chair over there. And I just and it had his name on it and everything. And I was just kind of looking at it for a moment. And I was like, you know, I'm too sentimental and I was probably looking at too many of these like parenting posts on Instagram. But just thinking about how like in a few years, everything's going to be different. And in a few years, that backpack won't be sitting on that little chair waiting to go to kindergarten. And so I was just like, I'm going to take a photo of it just to remember it. Because that is a thing. Every day he comes home from school and he puts his backpack on that chair until it's ready to go back the next day. I'm so bummed out I can't show you like the graduation pages. I'll talk about them in a second. But then this is the final pocket, which includes all the work that he's done that I just couldn't bring myself to throw it away. I wanted to keep it somehow, even though it didn't make it into the actual scrapbook. It's just a little pocket of odds and ends. But the graduation page always turns out really cute. They always give out the little pamphlets at the kindergarten graduation, so I grab a couple of those and I use those as my scrapbook paper. Those are the backdrops. And it just shows like, you know, his teacher, the names of his classmates and all this stuff. So, but I'm really glad I did it. I had a lot of fun putting it together. And when I pulled the scrapbook out this year, I was, like I said, I was so grateful. I was so thankful that I did this because I sat there for like that first 25 minutes, just like leafing through, poring over the pages and just, you know, I've said this before, I'm very sentimental. I'm a nostalgic soul. So I was just glad. I'm glad I did this. But yeah, like I said, our summer, we wasted no time. We went to Hollywood and I've got all those videos. I'll link those down below in case you missed them. And then we went to Disney. But one of the things we got to do while we were in Disney that we wanted to do, Steve and I made appointments and got to go check out the Grand Floridian Spa, which is not Senses, by the way. I thought it was. It used to be Senses. Now it's just Grand Floridian Spa. But we made appointments there. We each got a facial and a massage, and we kind of tag team our days so that, like on Thursday, Steve went while I took Caleb to the parks. And then the next day, on Friday, I went. Steve had to do some work in the room, but Caleb was super excited because the kids club at the hotel was open, so he got to go to kids club. They took him swimming. It was a thing.
Hey everyone, so here I am back at the hotel. We just dropped off Mike to go get his massage and facial that he's enjoying over the Grand Floridian Spa. And I do have some work that I have to do, but Caleb has been begging to get back to the Waldorf Kids Club. So fortunately, they had a spot open, and right now he's enjoying some time in the pool, which I'm going to show you right now. All right, so we're going to walk out here to the balcony because I think we'll get a better view from here. So there he is. So here is the beautiful pool at the Waldorf, and let's go down there. They have him in a life vest. I think it's because the kids club person is not in the water, so they just want to make sure he's being super safe. So again, you know our kid takes to water like a fish, so he's enjoying his life right now. Now off to my work call.
If you've never been to the spa at Grand Floridian, I definitely recommend it. It was a great massage. Like I said, we got facials, which was kind of like that's not something we normally do. I know Steve wasn't a huge fan of it. It was a 90-minute session. The massage was 90 minutes and the facial was 90 minutes. And Steve told me at the end of it, he was like, I definitely didn't need a 90-minute facial. But I enjoyed it. I relaxed. Now, the thing was with the facial though, because it is kind of crazy to think about, like 90 minutes. But you know, they do a lot of the stuff where they put the stuff on your face and it's got to set for a while. And while that's like working on your skin, they're like giving you a little hand massage, or they're massaging your scalp, or they're massaging your feet. I got a scalp massage. That was kind of like, you get to add, they ask you what you want your little supplement to be. I forget what all the choices were, but I got the scalp massage. I wouldn't do it again because I didn't realize that they use an oil. So when it was all done, I had just an oil slick on my head. And it took me like 3 washes to get it out. But it was very frustrating because I went in with my hat on because I'm like, I'm not going to do my hair on a day when I'm getting a facial and a massage at the spa. And so when I left, when it was time to leave, I put my hat on, and then my hat was like oily for the rest of the trip. So I didn't like that. But the spa itself is gorgeous. And I got some footage for you. We had early morning sessions, so I was the first one in. So I got to get some footage for you guys where nobody was in the locker rooms or in any of the areas. But it was a really nice space, as you can see. And in the relaxation area, or I don't remember what it was called exactly, but there was a spa, there was a sauna. So all those nice little things that you can take advantage of when you have a service at the spa. But the massage was great. My massage therapist was awesome. She did a great job. I was very, very relaxed when it was all done. And then I had somebody else do the facial, and she was very nice, very sweet, talked me through everything. I was very, very relaxed when it was all done. Like I said, Steve was kind of like, the facial was a little long. I thought it was great. I would definitely go back. It's quite expensive, so it's not going to be something we're going to be doing often. But I had a great time. And Steve is down here now, joining us.
Yes.
Making some espresso.
I took care of nighttime ritual for Caleb tonight, so
Yes.
Yeah, there's like a whole new like weekly ritual we have to like talk to you guys about. So,
First grade, yeah.
No, first grade, and also like my new job, like
Right.
I just completed my first 90 days, so it's a lot of travel. So we've been adjusting. So we've been tag teaming like my responsibilities at night. When I'm here with him, I want to make sure I spend as much time as possible because I'm not here all the time. And
right.
That's unfortunate. So I want to maximize my time with little man.
Yes, you were just upstairs playing in his room, which he loves. That's his favorite thing. He likes to just play in his room.
Exactly.
And then, you read a story?
We read a story, we played with putty, we played with a drone, we did a few other things. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of activities.
So now it's time for espresso.
I need espresso. Okay, so as Mike has been catching you up on our family activities, I feel like it was a vlog with Mike, and I felt bad that I wasn't there.
Because I get so annoyed. I'm like, this vlog is just me, like, blah, 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 blah.
I've been very busy. There's been a lot going on in the last, I don't know, 90 days. So Mike filled you in, and I appreciate that you filled everybody in on my family situation. So
Right.
we've been taking a step back and making sure that we're focused on our family. Totally appreciate that, and I think it's been good for our family just to be able to actually like just have everyday things and not be on the move all the time. And having said that, I've been on the move a lot.
Right.
So we haven't updated you since like we talked about me taking on a new job. So one thing I think it's important to call out with my new job. So I started, it's been 90 days since I've been in this. I'm going to California once a week. So it's every single week I've been going to California Tuesday through Thursday. So I've been maximizing my time with Skylar and Little Man. She's at our feet right now. Skylar, Little Man, and of course Mike during the weekdays. And again, like I said, just maximizing on family time. The job's going great. It really is. And I think, the stress levels beforehand, I think if you don't know this at all whatsoever, you got to check in with your spouses. I was not happy in my previous job.
He wasn't.
At all. And it took a gut punch for us all as a family just kind of level set and just realize it's time for a change. And we did that, right? So I decided to do this, and it just so happened that a lot of things happened at the same time.
Yeah.
So I started this job. My father passed away. We were on vacation. Summer was here. We had full time on with Caleb. But, honestly, wouldn't trade out for a thing. Everything has been great over the last couple months. And, yeah, here we are. So
Yeah.
it's not the best way to catch up, but here we are. So
Hey, it's the truth.
it's
so.
reality. This is real life for us. But, again, thank you for all the comments, because I know we did post about my father passing on Instagram and overwhelmed with your guys' comments. I totally appreciate it. It's something you don't prepare for, but truly appreciate everybody's support throughout the process. So again, like being kind of chaotic with everything that we've experienced this last summer, we're looking back on our footage and we had a dining experience in Narcoossee's.
So I kind of prefaced everybody for this. Again, well, it goes back to what we just said. It's the truth. It's just, we're just honest. We made a reservation at Narcoossee's, which is one of our favorite spots. We were like, oh, this is gonna be a great vlog.
Yeah.
It's signature dining, all this stuff.
It wasn't a good night for us. It wasn't a good night for the whole family.
Not every day in Disney is perfect. So, yeah.
No, I think not every day at Disney is perfect, but as a family, sometimes it just doesn't click for a great night.
Yeah.
And, honestly, we were able to just like check it and just like, let's not make this a formal vlog.
Yeah, so I was in a cranky mood. You were in a cranky mood. Even Caleb was cranky. He was
so frustrated with just making a bite on a fork. I love that he can like relate a bit. Like, oh my gosh, he's a little mini me.
Yeah. He's like, this is just not going well. But it was so funny because like we want to make the best of it. We're like, this is going to be a great vlog. This is like our bread and butter, like dining reviews, signature dining in Disney, and we just weren't feeling it. But we were trying to push it. And I think at the end of the day, it was just best if we're like, no, this is what, because I figured, I was like, we're getting really beautiful shots. I'll just make this a voiceover video, you know.
So we did a lot of good B-roll.
Yeah.
And I think in general, like the dining experience was really good.
It was.
The food was phenomenal.
Fantastic.
And honestly, like the part that kind of pulled us through was you all.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there.
Excuse me. Coffee. No. We're sitting there and just trying to be cordial. We're like, it's best to just, sometimes when you're in a family fight, it's best to just not talk, right?
Yeah,
because it's like,
let's just have a moment of peace and quiet. And literally all three of us. A 6-year-old was even quiet at that moment. Like we were all just good. And you all came up.
It was so funny. The table sitting next to us, it was a big group of you. Like, we were like, 25 minutes into dinner. Yeah. You came up to us and we're like, we're big fans. We watch your channel. And we were just like, oh my goodness.
So part of us had a cringe moment, like, what did you see?
So we were like, oh, thank you so much. That's so great.
But in reality, I think because we put down the camera so fast and not realizing that we're going to do a formal vlog, which we don't do formal vlogs like we typically do, but I think we just realized we're just dining as a family and let's just capture some footage. It was a great experience in general.
It really was.
We appreciate, again, this is nothing to say, do not approach us, because frankly, it allowed us to reset our entire mindset.
It did.
Yeah. We're able to actually, really truly enjoy the rest of the night.
Yeah. And it was funny because like shortly after that, then there was like another table that was actually pretty close to us as well. They're like, oh, we watch your videos. We saw you vlogging.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
And a third table said, wow, people are approaching you. What's your handle? I'm like, well.
It never fails though. Whenever you have an off night, that's when everybody recognizes you.
Yes. So, but because of that, again, we cannot say we appreciate you enough.
Yeah.
You guys have really helped us, like, really truly enjoy our experiences at Disney and truly, like, help someone like me manage through situations where I'm in a funk and just kind of move forward and, like, just experience a moment. So, truly appreciate that.
But the dinner was absolutely fantastic. It's one of our favorite spots. I am always kind of on the fence as to say, like, which one I like better, Citrico's or Narcoossee's. And I only put those two together because both of them are signature dining and they're both at Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic.
I think in general, like, yeah, they're hard to compete. They're kind of like, there's a dichotomy, right? They're like both the same but different. In general, I don't. Because you said that, I can't pick
it's
one.
hard to tell. It's hard to say.
Gosh.
But like the bread service was fantastic at Narcoossee's. They've got that really fantastic sourdough bread. Caleb, he is a huge fan of like bread and butter before dinner.
Yeah.
That's his thing. And then we started with the calamari. Fantastic. And Caleb's a huge fan of calamari, so we were all happy. That was another one of the things that kind of got us out of that rut, was just like good food. It's like maybe we were hangry. I don't know.
Good food and him being adventurous. And of course, the view of Cinderella's castle.
Oh, yeah.
There. Like across the lagoon, you can't help but like just be happy about that, right?
Right. For dinner, I have always been a big fan of their surf and turf, but I really wasn't feeling a steak that night. I was really craving some really buttery scallops, and I know you've gotten them before, and you really liked them, and you were going to order them again. And usually for a dining video, I like to get something different so we can showcase different foods for you guys. I was like, no, I'm getting the scallops.
Let's just get what makes us happy.
Yeah. They were so delicious.
They are great. With the risotto on top of that. Like the risotto, I think the whole bite is just phenomenal.
Yeah. For sure. So if you're a surf and turf person, like I said, I've had it before. It's fantastic. If you want to be a little bit adventurous, maybe try some seafood, scallops are the way to go. It is so good. Caleb he's always a little burnt out with the kids menu. You know, Caleb he's an adventurous eater. He really is. And he gets kind of bored he doesn't like mac and cheese, first of all. And he gets bored with like chicken tenders and stuff. So we ordered the kids salmon for him. And I think he thought it was like, okay, wasn't great, but he ate it.
I think he was also challenged by the waitress, like, wow, you ordered salmon. Like she was actually like pretty impressed. And he's like, oh, okay. So he rose the challenge, right? Yeah. So he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. See?
Yeah.
Thought you were going to like it.
But he got a kid's dessert, which he really liked. But I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a dessert here because I don't think I've ever had it before. And it's famous at Narcoossee's. It's the almond encrusted cheesecake. That was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good. And I think Caleb wound up eating most of it.
He did.
Which dessert do you like better? You got your Nemo cupcake? Oh, that was... The almond crusted cheesecake is the way to go, folks.
Yeah, I just want to eat that one.
You just want to eat that one now? You got some fancy tastes.
Was that a dessert that we have in the cookbook?
I think I have the recipe for it.
I think we looked it up like, good God, we need to make this.
Yeah, it was so good. So again, a fantastic night, just wonderful dinner. So the issue with the footage is because we weren't like talking, there's no talk track on any of our footage. We just have all this beautiful footage of the food. And I was like, oh, this is going to have to be a voiceover video, which I don't really like doing. So I'm glad we're doing this right now so we can get the footage out to you guys. But it was so funny because the night ended on such a high note too, because as we were walking out, we got recognized yet again. This time it was by a little kid, Donald. Oh my gosh, you were so sweet. You came up to us. You were very excited to see Caleb. It was just such a great night, but I did do an outro, so I'm going to include that right here. Okay, and so that ends our night at Narcoossee's. That was such a good dinner. I was actually not expecting it. I went into that knowing I didn't want to do steak. I wanted some seafood, believe it or not. And those scallops were so delicious. But we just had a really great night. Even Caleb, when he ordered the kids' salmon, it was funny because our server was like, because on the kids' menu, it just says like seasonal fish. And she was like, it's salmon. And, you know, we make the eye contact. And I was like, well, let's just see what happens. And he did great. He really enjoyed it. So it was awesome. But another great night. And also, I was so surprised with how many of you guys we got to meet there tonight. We met like 3 or 4 of you. And you know what, Donald, you came up to us at the very end as we were walking out. It was so nice meeting you, little man. That was so nice. Thank you for coming up to us. It was really great meeting you. I hope you're having a great time here in Disney World. Hope you're having a great dinner. Thank you for saying hi. It was nice meeting you. But yeah, I think that, honestly, it wraps us up. This is kind of the vlog I wanted to, it was the kitchen sink vlog. I wanted to put a little bit of everything and kind of catch you guys up on everything. You know, we wrapped up school, we started our summer vacations, we had some ups, we had some downs.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to think that we're doing a vlog that wraps up from the beginning of June to here we are, the beginning of August. So 2 months in reflection. So hopefully our memory is sharp.
Right.
And hopefully you all forgive us for having an omission with regular vlogs. Again, right. I think you understand the reason why, and we appreciate you guys with your patience.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing I was thinking, now that Caleb is like really well back into school, I'm getting a handle on the house. My goal is to start getting back into the swing of like maybe doing a couple videos a week. I know for a minute there, a hot minute there, we were doing like Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That might be a little bit too much right now, but I am really looking forward to getting more vlogs out on the regular.
Yeah, and I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't prepare Mike for this comment, but my job is calling me out to California for the majority of the week. So we might be doing more California vlogs than Florida vlogs. So maybe be on the lookout for that moving forward. Who knows? So we'll see.
Well, with that, I think we're going to wrap this up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was great catching up with you guys. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And from our magic family to yours, enjoy.